Okay, I just want to show you if our My Math Lab, if they ever do any of these graphing things. What they're talking about here is how they want you to set up the window. So here, like it looks like they're in quadrant 4 looking. This is what, probably quadrant 1, right? They're in the different quadrants, and you can tell by the min and max they give you. All right, so you kind of have to graph it 4 times and look and see which one looks the best. But on a TI, just to make sure you know how to do this, if you have a TI, and there are apps I think that you can download too to do this, but, and I don't know, it's kind of hard to see the light. What you want to do is, if you're in your TI, if you hit this window key up here, okay, the word windows on there, that's what they're talking about there. So like, say they are like, oh, we want the X min to be 0, and we want the X max to be 100, and then we want the step to be, the scale to be 10, then you type in 10, and then maybe they want the Y min to be 0, and they want it to go to a -100, and again, make sure you use a negative key on these guys, and then maybe step by 100, or by 10, I don't know why I said 100, and then graph whatever graph you're looking at. Okay, so your window is kind of like your graph paper. If you go to Zoom standard, it will do a -10, 10, -10. So if I graph, I don't know, I'll just type in like 2x, nothing exciting here, and I hit graph. If you do the, Zoom, it'll do 10, -10, and so forth. But maybe I don't want that window. Like maybe I just want quadrant 1. So I would go to window, and if I wanted to do that, I could say, okay, I only want, because maybe I only want positive values or something like that. And then here I want to go from 0 to 100. Again, my angle's kind of weird because it's sunny in here. And I can hit graph. And then what that's going to only do is give me quadrant 1. So your window is kind of where you pick like the size of your graph paper. Okay, I'm going to pause. I'm going to show you how to do this on DESMOS because that's handy as well. We'll do that for graphing a lot. So let me show you that. Okay, so I'm just going to put in a random graph here. So say I have, oh, I don't know, raised to the second power. Say I have a quadratic or parabola and maybe, I don't know, whatever, -30 or something like that. Okay, so you can just kind of scroll to see it. But sometimes, it could be that maybe I have, oh, I don't know, like 1 divided by 100 here, or maybe I have it really skinny in front, so maybe I have 100 or something. And I just, like when I scroll out, I mean, I can see it, but like maybe what I want to see really close up is kind of in here a little bit. So again, you can change your wrench. So maybe I only, this is pretty tiny here, right? So maybe I'm like, oh yeah, I just want to go from like maybe -2 to +2. So you can go to your wrench. Okay, so over here is the wrench, and I clicked on my wrench. And on the x-axis, maybe I just want to go from like, I don't know, -2 to maybe a +2. And then I'm already happy with that. But then say I can't see my Y value down here. And so I don't really care, maybe I only want on the positive side, maybe it just going up to 1, that's good enough. But I want to go down to at least -30 to see, my intercept or whatever. So maybe I go to -35. And again, you can still move it after you do that, but sometimes you need that wrench to set up your windows. So on DESMOS, your X's are over here. Now, step is over here. So if I want to step by, say, 0.25s, that's kind of like what your grid paper is going to be, okay? So on the one I showed you earlier, you might want to go, not this graph, obviously, but the one that was in the ugly homework problem. Maybe you're in quadrant 1 and it tells you to go from 0 to 100 to look at that, the sand and the pavement one. And they tell you to go by 10s. So your step is 10, okay? And then on that one, the other, oh, and of course it defaulted. The other thing is radians and degrees here, so yeah, you might, make sure here, if you're in radians or if you're in degrees, okay? And then you can do reverse contrast if you want black. I do that a lot when I make videos on the glass board. So, but anyway, just wanted to make sure you knew how to graph.